assistant, after a special advisor, senior special assistant, then special assistant, then personal assistant. Do you know how many ministries were operating? Well over 40 ministries. Take, for example, the Ministry of Agriculture, which has up to 13 technical departments. 11 of them are strewn across the 36 states of Nigeria and FCTC. This ministry that got a lot of money allocated to it in the present budget has permanent secretaries, directors, particularly directors all over Nigeria. A Ministry of Agriculture that some weeks ago called for prayers. They call for prayers against hunger, against famine.
Okay, sir.
Do they operate even a fish pond?
Okay.
Do they operate one acre, one plot of land?
They say, okay, sir. Don't go too deep. We know where you are going with that. They don't like you say it. This Nigeria cannot work. We never work. And it is not a cause. No matter how much they have socially conditioned you, look around you. Just look around you. Do you see anything normal about this, how Nigeria is, or how these guys are ruining Nigeria? Do you see it normal? Like, corruption is, there are corruptions all over the world, right? And of course, there are corrupt politicians and all that. Beyond corruption now, the reason why these guys are able to do all of this and get away is simply because the law that is meant to control them are basically just toothless, worthless piece of legislations. Doesn't work on them. So rather than strengthening your institutions, these criminals are building powerful men. They want to be powerful, so powerful, that even the citizens themselves will let you know that they have been conditioned that there are some people above the law and they will always be. They are the powerful people. That's the system they put in place. All starting from the fake constitution that over 200 million people actually accepted. I know, say you go, even like, I know you are going to possibly say, okay, you unko. 200 million people accepted a military decree as their constitution. And the preamble of that book is that we, the people. There was no we. Never was, never is, never will be. And they have pushed that for 26 years. 26 years. Making people believe that they have a democracy. It's kind of democracy that allows these rogues that the moment they are in power, they will do everything to crush the opposition. When they are not in power, they will do everything to form coalition to take power. And in doing all of that, right, they are violating their own constitution, left, right, and center. Who is going to hold them? Nobody. There's no way you can run a system or a society like that. It's impossible. So that Nigeria will be better. God will do it one day. It's a pure delusion. If Nigeria gets better or a little bit better organized, everybody will feel it. But it is because the fake contraption has gotten to that breaking point. And these criminals that are not changing their minds, if they continue the way they have been caused to do, right? It is just a matter of time. That conversation you don't want to have, you will be forced to have it. And what is that conversation? Are you still interested in this contraption or not? Yes or no? You would have that conversation. Everyone would. eventually, you know. So rather than keep trying to patch a dilapidated house that you didn't build, but you are supposed to be the owner of the land, why not demolish the whole thing and rebuild it this time based on the agreed terms and conditions? But no, they will form coalition. Everybody will run here and there. The best rigger will be announced. And if not, they will burn down the country. That is the modus operandi. It is always about them. Nobody is interested in the structural foundation of the country they want to govern. No one of them is interested in pulling, at least listening to the people they want to govern and say, how do you want us to govern you? Or rather, they will criminalize self-determination, demonize them, tell you how much they love Nigeria. They don't love Nigeria for Nigeria to work. They love Nigeria because Nigeria has been so good to them. And Nigerians have been so gullible to trust them again and again. And they have become so like, complacency. They have become so like relaxed and all that enough that they have become so entitled. And that entitlement is what they wear on their, on their shoulder like a medal. You know what I mean? And say we are the leaders. Our leaders, we met yesterday and we decided, we the leaders, And if anybody tries to challenge them or ask them to take responsibility like Buhari did, then they want you dead. So for those people who are going to tell you that it is a sin to speak out your mind or say your mind, how you feel based on how Buhari's regime affected you. Play them this video. I'm going to show you something else, okay? This is us now kind of like drifting back a bit to an ended era of Buhari, even to another civilian dictator another civilian dictator called that hijack power in Nigeria has been displaying even worse traits than that of Buhari. But here, if anybody says that respects the dead, play them this video of El Rufaya, one of Buhari's disciples now, where he said, where he was actually mocking Yaradua. How many of you remember this video? In case if you probably didn't understand that all he said, right? That was him in 2023, talking about Jonathan and Yaradua. He said, Jonathan fought him. He ended up in Otuoke. Yaradua fought him. He ended up in the grave. And to him. Hell fire of Kaduna. And to those who are asking you again to respect the dead, I am not sure. But he is one good example among many others. Nnamdi Kanu, Sunday Igboho, Omoyele Sowore, and so many others who suffered greatly under the regime of Buhari. I played a video this afternoon. I'm going to replay it to this bigger audience now. Buhari did this to Omoyele Sowore. Today, you could possibly be talking about, let me tell you something, right? How evil Buhari was. These people did him nothing. Omoyele Sowore, as usual, was mobilizing Nigerians to demand for accountability, stop, end poverty, end terrorism, and all that kind of campaign. And it's called Revolution Now. Sowore was almost killed by Buhari for asking for better government or a better Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu was almost killed, but 32 other young people were not that lucky the day they attempted to kill Nnamdi Kanu. For what? For openly rejecting the idea of the Fulani settlements in Igbo land, and at the same time proceeding to demand for a peaceful referendum where the people would have to decide if they still want to be part of Nigeria or not. Nigeria unleashed their, state resources to get to hunt him down and kill him. But when they couldn't, they have him kidnapped from Kenya. Sunday Igboho, who also himself a victim of this Buhari, didn't do anything wrong. Fulani terrorists were killing the Yorubas, kidnapping them for ransom, stopped many of them from going to their farms. Igboho left his, baby boy life, his comfortable life, put on his own armor of, armor of war. And he went after the terrorists, something that the Nigerian government under Buhari deliberately ignored the people's vulnerability to these murderers. Instead of the Nigerian government to support him and go after the terrorists, killing the people, it was his back that they put a target. These and more are the legacies of Buhari, including the over 800 young people they slaughtered in a space of 1 week, simply because they were asking for an end to police brutality, a better package, a better welfare package for the police, end to terrorism, end corruption, improve society. That peaceful protest turned so bloody as one of Buhari's legacy. Sowore was lucky here. Somebody was trying to inject him something, a strange substance. All for what? All for what? So the saddest thing about that incident, right? Oh, sorry, 1 sec. Sorry. So the saddest thing about that or should I say the most unfortunate thing about that incident was that it happened inside the courtroom, inside their own courtroom. Buhari has the world record, Guinness World Record for the government that disobeyed court judgments, court orders, and they choose what to obey or not to obey on the fundamental human rights. For that of the NSAS, somebody like a DJ Switch, you do know her, right? Is also a living witness to what your country can suddenly become and how an event in your country can suddenly change the trajectory of your life. There are many, many of them who are for the safety of their lives, as they were being followed by all these state secret police, DSS. The majority of them watched as some people got kidnapped and they disappeared. Nobody able to trace or find them anymore, all because of this. Why would you want to kill? Because Buhari said these people want to overthrow him. That's what Buhari said, that these Nigerians want to remove him from power and he will do anything, that what happened to him in 1985 would never happen again. He would never lose that power again. So therefore, Nigerians became his enemies. And that's how he rode on their blood. That's how he kind of like walked on their blood for the rest of his bloody regime at the time. DJ Switch. Let me add it to this clip.
Evening. In the last, like, I don't know, 40, 45 minutes, I've received a number of DMs, yeah? And I've received these DMs because of the story I put on my Instagram page. And one of them read, Be Kind. Another one was talking about Buhari's achievement. You know, he has achieved so much. He lived to a long old age of 82, 83 or something like that. I said, okay, fair enough. But that's why my post said, inevitability. It's inevitable. We're all going to die. I know I'm going to die. Either I die by natural causes, or I die by an accident, or I die by something else. It is inevitable. Nothing to really look too deep into that. It's life, right? But the one I want to actually harp on is the achievement. Buhari achieved what? Please. He achieved what? He achieved what? And with what? With our resources? With our money? What did he achieve? Or you don't realize that he lived long because of our resources? Do you know how many people are dying in Nigeria? Do you know how many people are starving in Nigeria because they don't have national cake to steal from? They don't have national cake to go get quality treatment abroad. Please tell me, what did Buhari achieve? And yeah, with all of that stuff, all of the stuff that they've stolen, that they keep stealing, they are less likely to be attacked by police or armed robbers on the road when they are riding around with heavy security. Please tell me what Buhari has achieved, apart from destroying lives and killing Nigerians. I don't need to prove my empathy to anybody, all right? But I do believe that history will always be the real long life. Because when you are a leader and you are not just, you are not fair, you don't lead in service of the people will make a drink and toast to your demise. But when you lead with justice, fairness, when you put your people first and their interests first, the people will cry and mourn. The people will wail. They will remember you forever. And that is what that post meant. Like I said, I don't really need to prove empathy. But today, when I woke up and saw that news, it was like another justice, right? Because no matter what all our politicians do, I hope today is a stark, not a stark, that's the wrong term. I hope today is sort of like an insight into how they will be remembered. And guess what? I hate to kind of break it to you. They may not give a damn, because right now all they want to do is just enjoy this life and accumulate for their children and their children's children and their children. I can say and their children's children till tomorrow.